what are some of the other tips that you would tell people that they could do to develop themselves personally that will translate to making more money and kind of going in the direction that we're talking about?
I think the number one thing you can do is to get fit. Like if you are fit, it's almost like you become this different person where nothing can stop you. It builds confidence and it catapults you. So if there's the first thing to do is get fit. I'm not saying that you have to be a bodybuilder, but you just have to get fit. And also health wise so that you can work longer if you need to, so that you have enough energy for your family. Like on my Instagram page, it says obsessed. Number one is I'm obsessed with my family, then mortgages and fitness. That's how I see it. Just like fitness is very, very, you need to be obsessed with being fit and living longer, longevity and all that. And then the second thing I would do is, depending upon your field, in any field, communication is the best thing that you can do to catapult you. In fact, I've seen, you can be an amazing engineer who can figure out everything, but if you can't actually talk to your team and, and articulate what you really want and show empathy and have emotional intelligence, all those things, you're just going to do that same job and you're not going to catapult yourself. So I would say fitness and then communication skills in any field, those two will work.
And it's important in your marriage too, communication, right?
Oh, yes. For fitness and communication, yes.
Both. Okay, we'll say both. Yes. Stamina. Well, so my wife and I, we've been married 14 years and we had some real communication challenges just like everybody else. And so I'm very fortunate that I have some incredible friends that are brilliant at emotional health and marriage counseling and stuff. And so one of my best friends referred me to this guy in Tennessee, and they have this thing called connection codes. And so what they teach you is how to connect with your spouse using the core emotion wheel: joy, anger, frustrated. I don't remember them all right now. Clearly, I don't remember them all, but every night we go through it. So I'll go through it as joy, shame and guilt, angry, sad, hurt. And so at the end of the night, you have to go through your day and just say, I felt this today. And if you didn't feel all of them, that's fine. But I was really angry when this happened. I was sad when I heard this news. I was really joyful at breakfast with the kids. And what happens is you really connect with your spouse on an emotional level. And the rules to this process is you cannot say anything. You cannot try to fix it. You can't try to solve it. The only thing you can do is say, or, oh, I understand that. And then when they're done, the only thing you can say is, how can I help you? Or what do you need from me? At first, it feels really clunky. And then in the end, you're like, whoa, man, it was never that she needed to know about my whole day. She just needed to know how I felt and what I experienced. And the emotions is the most important part. And what's incredible about that is when you start thinking about that in business and relationships with referral partners or any person that feeling emotions, I'll never forget. I had someone call me who was really stressed out. They had a perception that it was my fault. And because I had gone through this exercise, the first thing I said was, tell me more. I understand. I get it. And in the end, instead of saying, well, if you wouldn't have done this, it wouldn't have put us in this situation, I said, tell me what I can do to help. And they said, I don't really need anything, man. I just wanted to let you know. And thank you so much for listening. And I hung up the phone. I told my team, I said, guys, I'm going to tell you something I just learned. I said, we never have to defend ourselves again. We just have to be there with people through their feelings. So it's so crazy, man. I think communication is literally the most important thing for me to learn at this stage of my life.
I agree. And it hasn't always been that way for me. But the last 10 years, yes. And I'm still growing and trying to learn, but that's amazing. Is that a book or is that?
They have a book. Yeah. I highly recommend it. It's Dr. Glenn Hill and his wife, Phyllis. They're unbelievable. He's
coaching for that too. I think somebody told me about that.
Yep. He does one-on-one coaching. He does retreats. It's some of the most powerful stuff I've ever found for your marriage, for your children, for any human being to learn how to connect with them, because so much of what's going on is nonverbal. And I think that, wives always get mad at men because they tell us what they're feeling and we try to fix it because that's all we know. And I finally know that it's not about fixing it. It's about being there with someone through their feelings and listening to them. And so it's very, very interesting, and it applies to business too. So I would agree with you full circle for people that are wanting to go somewhere in their career, in their marriage, communication is everything because it allows us to learn how to control our emotions and listen to people and not react out of fear, be vulnerable. And that stuff's something that's becoming more popular with a lot of high net worth people right now.